Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Maya with Simply Bloom. So today it's a little chilly. It got to 40 below over the weekend and it's only about 10 below now, so definitely a lot warmer, but still don't really want to go outside and work. And we have quite a bit of snow outside. So we are going to do kind of like an indoor. I have some houseplants I want to repot, just kind of fix up, give them some care. And then I also want to start basil by seed. I make a basil aioli. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. We call it the everything sauce because we literally put it on everything. Breakfast, we dip our pizza in it, mix it into our pasta. It's amazing on BLTs, but pretty much everything sauce because we use it on everything. And I'm craving it. Haven't had it since the summer. And I've tried making it a few times with store-bought basil and it's not the same. So we're going to be starting some basil by seed as well. So yeah, I think we're just going to get started. And I'll probably find a bunch of random stuff to do as I go. So I can't exactly tell you what this will entail. So let's get started.
Okay, you guys, so I began with opening my seeds, and I love this little organizer. I got it from Amazon. It's just like a photo organizer, and I have a little cubby for my herbs. Now, really, out of all the herbs I have in here, the only one I really grow is basil. So this is a mammoth basil. I've never actually grown this variety, so we're gonna try it. And then the Genovese, I think is how you say it. I have grown this one the last 2 years, and I think it's absolutely delicious. People say it bolts fairly quickly. I just use it up before it even gets to that point, so I'm not worried about bolting whatsoever. And then moving over to this pothos. This is a golden pothos, and I actually am going to be repotting it. Now, I ordered this one from Plantarina. Was it last year? And it froze. I ordered it when it was 30 below outside and it had a heat pack included, but it still froze and it is coming back to life. I'm so excited, but I'll be repotting it into this pot. It does have a little chip on it, but that's okay. We'll just face it so you can't see the chip. And then moving on over here, I had this beautiful African violet that started struggling, so I decided to try propagating it, and I do have some roots on one of the leaves. The leaves look like death, but we're gonna see if it pulls through, so I'll be propagating that and adding it into some soil. And then I have a peperomia. I'm not sure the variety. A friend gave me this clipping, so we will be planting that up as well. And I also have this one here, a peperomia on the right. It's actually the same plant. This is my daughter's project, and she said something unfortunately fell on this pot, which caused the aloe to kind of bend and the peperonias to kind of lean a little bit. So we're going to be separating those. And then I also have this hibiscus. Now I had this planted outside last summer. It's this beautiful orangey peachy color. And I was just going to let the cold take it. And my daughter said last minute she wanted to try to save it. So it did go through kind of a hard frost. It lost almost all of its leaves, but it is pushing some new growth. You can see it's kind of leaning. We just ripped it out of the container it was planted in and threw it in that pot. So we'll be repotting that. So I'm going to start with the African violets. I am just taking some soil. This is specific potting soil for African violets. It's just a lot more lofty and airy for the roots. So I'll be taking that, and then you can see the African violet on the bag in the corner there. The violet I'm planting up looks a lot like that with the white, but it's pink instead of purple. So I'm adding up my soil to my little container. I'm using a plastic insert because the pot that I want for the outside doesn't have a drainage hole. And I realized I better pre-moisten the soil. So I'm just grabbing a cup of water. I do have watering cans, but I didn't want to go get them. So I'm using a cup and just moistening it to the point where it kind of holds together when I squeeze it, and adding it to my little plastic pot. I'm just using my finger to kind of make a hole and I'm slipping the leaf right in and just kind of squeezing the soil around it to make sure there aren't any air pockets. And then I realized I really should have added a little bit more soil, so I'm just taking some dry soil on top. I should have pre-moistened that as well, but didn't even think of it in the moment. I just wanted to top it off. And then because this leaf has been living in water for the last 2 months, I think, I want to make sure the soil stays pretty moist for the first little bit as it adjusts. So I'm going to let it soak in a bowl of water because it's really important to water African violets from underneath. So next I'm grabbing some normal potting soil and I'm taking my golden pothos. Now it's supposed to be more variegated than it is. I don't think I had it in a spot with as much light as it needs, so we'll be taking care of that as well. So I'm slipping off the pot and I am liking what the roots are looking like. They did not look this good when I potted it up after it froze. So I'm loving the root growth. I'm plopping that into the pot, and then I have some crazy long stems, vines. I'm not sure what they're called, but I decided to kind of wrap them around the pot, and you can see I'm pointing to a node. That is what will turn into roots. So I'm going to take that node and just push it down into the soil. And I've seen some people use bobby pins or wire to kind of tack it down. I didn't feel like I needed to, but I'll just watch. If it looks like it's popping up, then I will definitely tack it down. But this will just help it fill in. Those will root in and start more vines and just make it look overall thicker in appearance. So I am putting that aside and moving on to the next thing. So I totally somehow missed filming this, but I filled 2 pots with soil and my daughter is helping me label them. She is 4. We are going to be planting our basil seeds in here. So I began with just sprinkling them generously all around the pot. I'm not too concerned how close they are. Like I said, I use them pretty quickly. And then my daughter said she wanted to help, so I am letting her sprinkle in the other seeds in the other pot. And you want to plant basil about 1/4 inch deep, so she is just adding a little bit more soil on top. And then I did pre-moisten the soil as well, but I am just misting them with the water bottle to make sure the seeds are settled in and that they are nice and damp. And then this next step is completely optional, but I like to cover it with some saran wrap just to kind of create a humidity dome. I normally don't do this when I'm planting them outside, but indoors and it's extra dry this winter, I just thought this would help them a little bit. And I am just planting them in a bright open window. I don't have any of my grow lights set up yet, so window it is. So moving on to the aloe and peperomia, I am just carefully separating them out. Now these were planted in citrus mix for the aloe. I am planting the peperomia into some normal potting soil, and then I was actually out of citrus mix, so I am filling the holes around the aloe with some potting soil, and we will just be careful when we water to make sure we don't get it too well watered. And then I'm just clipping off the bent limbs. So on the piano I had these 2 calatheas and I wanted to put the pothos on the piano as well, and then I thought it looked off center, so I added the peperomia, and I'm not sure if I will keep it like that or not, but that's how it is right now. So moving to the last hibiscus, I am just plopping it in the pot, topping it off with soil, and that is it.
Okay, you guys, that is it. Thank you for watching. It's kind of enjoyable just to be inside and working with green things and playing in the dirt and all that stuff. But I hope you all have a great day and that you are staying warm. I know pretty much everyone got a major dip in temperature, and I don't care if you're in Texas, like 20 degrees is cold for you. I know it's not 40 below, but if you're not used to it, you're not used to it and it's freezing. So stay warm, everyone. Stay safe. I hope you all have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye.